I suppose the one thing I haven't talked about in any great detail are the actual campsites. The place I'm in right now, Wapiti, really, really nice, and the staff here are exceptionally helpful. Now this campsite is quite a popular one, and it gets full up very quickly. And I think it's the same case for all the sites around the national parks, especially now that it's summer. And apparently, just like the Isle of Man, people book up a year in advance and months in advance for specific spots. And there are various levels of luxury and comfort. This particular site has all the hookups, electric water and sewage, shower blocks, toilets, the whole kit and caboodle. And you can light fires and what have you, and in relation to fires you have to buy a permit, which is extra, $8 in some cases. And then there are other sites, like the site I stayed at last night, Snaring, which was 23 kilometres up the road, and that is a very basic site, no hookups, no nothing. You do have access to water, but you can't hook your van up. And that was only $16 for the night, and again that extra $8 if you want the fire pit. But that works on an honesty basis. So you find your pitch, you then go and register yourself, sign a piece of paper, put your money in, post the money through a secure money box type of thing, and the site is yours. Now, if you want to test that honesty, there are park rangers that do patrol every now and again, and they make sure that people are being as honest as they possibly can. And those types of sites anyway are kind of overflow sites, so when you can't get to places like this, then that's what you go and do. Now, in particular, in relation to this particular site, shall I say, is whilst it is full, and it was full last night, they do offer a bit of an extra service, and I'm not sure whether or not I should be telling people. But anyway, if you get here between 8 and 8:30, there is an extra site that they will put you on, an overflow site, and the only hookup you can have is electricity, but you can still use all the facilities. And it's just basically a big car park. It's basically their overflow car park. And it's for small and mid-sized vans. If you've got one of those huge estate type things with multiple rooms or what have you, then yeah, you're missing out there. And also, if you are a diva and you really must have all of the luxuries and the hookups, then that particular part of the offer is not for you. But anyway, the sun's out. It's a great morning. And I've got to go and explore a little bit more. So I've got my ticket for the SkyTram. That's going to take me up Whistler's Mountain to the summit, and there's a summit restaurant at the top, where I'm sure, because you're a captive audience, they might be able to charge whatever they please for a cup of coffee, etc, etc. The ticket price is $49, so yeah, a little bit steep, but I'm sure the views will be worth it.
Never could have been thinking I would know what the future bring. All the highs and lows, said I'm gonna win, though the world might spin. Now I'm sitting here like I'm no one. It rains down on me, all the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me.
The SkyTram then. Well, this was a brainchild of a chap called William McGregor, and he climbed this mountain, Whistler's Mountain, in 1960. He was so taken aback by the vistas, by the view, that he wanted to share it with the rest of the world, and hence the SkyTram was born. Now, believe it or not, it only took him 6 months to build this. And it sits at 2,263 metres. The summit, well, that's a further 200 metres ahead of me, and that's where I'm heading. Going back to the bunkhouse, there's a shop there, as you'd expect, and also a nice little restaurant. I've got to take it back, what I said earlier on, because the food's actually quite reasonable, so you're not getting your pants pulled. Now the climate here is different in as much as the animals, the foliage and whatnot, it all grows in miniature. So, whilst the trees and everything might only be a few feet in height, they've actually been here for a couple of 100 years, some of them. The SkyTram, great call.
Worry way too much, got a policy. Didn't bring me luck, just the honesty. Now it's all on me, if I'm gonna win. Oh, I'm just gonna get up. It rains down on me, all the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me.
Interestingly enough, the red trees that are seen dotted around here, apparently there is a little beetle which is destroying these trees. And basically, once they burrow into the trees live around 6 years and then they fall over. So we've got a massive area of Canada which is about to lose its trees for a number of years. And that's because there are no wildfires allowed in Canada, or in this part of Canada. So the whole place has been kind of overburdened with trees. And as a result of not having the fires, the beetles have come to town and now they're destroying those trees. But that aside, I just thought it was an interesting point to mention. I've just been on the road for an hour from the SkyTram. And I'm in a place called Miette I think it's Miette anyway. The Miette Hot Springs. And I thought I'd treat myself again, having gone to the top of that Whistler's Mountain. I thought I'd treat myself to a hot springs again. So I'm going to be here for about an hour, and then I'm going to hit the road back to Jasper.
Weren't even problems at all. Just don't get enough from me. Weren't even problems at all. Just don't get enough from me. Weren't even problems at all. Just don't get enough from me.
Great surroundings, but not as warm as the last one.